Ever wondered why medieval peasants woke up at 3 a.m. every single night for centuries and actually loved it? Modern research reveals this lost sleep secret made entire civilizations healthier, happier, and more productive than today's humans. Scientists studying ancient patterns discovered shocking benefits that could revolutionize your life. Ready to learn why your ancestors cherished their mysterious midnight wake-up calls? 1. Sleep discovery. In the 1990s, historian Roger Ekirch made a shocking discovery while reading a 17th century court document. A woman testified that men had taken her mother after the first sleep. This tiny phrase launched 20 years of research that revolutionized our understanding of human rest. Historical findings show medieval people didn't sleep like us at all. They followed a completely different rhythm that modern science proves was superior. 2. First, sleep. Medieval peasants went to bed around sunset, slept for 3 to 4 hours, then naturally awakened around midnight for the watch, a magical period of productivity and peace. This wasn't insomnia or disturbance. It was biological programming perfected over millennia. Documentary evidence across Europe, Africa, and Asia proves this pattern existed globally. The French called it premier sum, Italians primo sonno. Ancient records show this wasn't just European biphasic. Sleep was humanity's natural rhythm for thousands of years. 3. Evening preparation. Before their first sleep, medieval peasants followed elaborate evening routines that modern people would find surprisingly sophisticated. As daylight faded, families gathered around hearth fires to share the day's final meal, usually bread, porridge, and ale. Women organized household tasks for the next day, checking food stores and preparing tools needed for dawn work. The genius lay in deliberate, wind-down activities that naturally prepared bodies for rest. Peasants told stories, shared village news, and discussed family matters, while firelight gradually dimmed their vision. Children learned essential skills through evening demonstrations: how to mend clothes, preserve food, or identify weather patterns for tomorrow's work. Church teachings encouraged evening prayers and reflection, creating spiritual transition from daily labor to peaceful rest. Monastery records show peasants adopted simplified versions of monastic evening prayers. Viewing this ritual as protection during vulnerable sleep hours, different families developed unique bedtime customs. Some sang traditional songs, others performed protective rituals, all designed to ensure safe passage through darkness until their natural midnight awakening. 4. Bedtime rituals. Medieval bedtime involved careful preparation that seems almost ceremonial compared to modern habits. Peasants banked fires to provide warmth through the night while preventing dangerous blazes. They secured doors with wooden bars, checked that animals were safely enclosed, and ensured water vessels were filled for nighttime needs. Sleeping arrangements reflected both practical necessity and social hierarchy. Entire families shared sleeping spaces for warmth and security, with parents closest to doors for protection. Peasants slept in their day clothes. Undressing was luxury only the wealthy could afford. Straw-filled mattresses provided cushioning, while woolen blankets offered insulation. Against cold stone floors, the technique involved systematic preparation that signaled biological systems to prepare for rest. Historical accounts describe peasants performing final tasks in specific order: securing the home, banking fires, arranging bedding, and saying protective prayers. Medieval manuscripts show this wasn't random routine, but deliberate practice designed to create psychological safety and physical comfort necessary for the deep first sleep that would naturally end around midnight during their beneficial watch. 5. Midnight revolution. During their midnight awakening, peasants accomplished more in 2 hours than most modern people achieve all day. Historical manuscripts describe farmers checking livestock, women mending clothes, families planning the next day's work, and couples enjoying intimate conversations. The genius lay in perfect timing: no distractions, no noise, no interruptions from neighbors or lords demanding attention. Medieval communities established unspoken protocols during the watch. Different activities occurred at different times: practical work first, then socializing, prayer, and relaxation. Period documents show these midnight hours were sacred time when peasants could finally focus on personal needs. Modern productivity. Experts studying these patterns discovered medieval people completed complex tasks with laser focus impossible to achieve during chaotic daylight hours. 6. Superior sleep. Modern sleep scientists examining medieval patterns discovered something remarkable. Biphasic sleep aligned perfectly with natural human biology, without artificial light disrupting circadian rhythms. Peasants experienced deeper REM cycles and more restorative rest than contemporary humans achieve with continuous 8-hour sleep. The technique involved 2 complete sleep cycles of equal length, each providing full restoration. Research shows this pattern matched optimal melatonin production, body temperature fluctuations, and hormone regulation. Medieval communities unknowingly perfected what modern science calls chronobiology, living in harmony with biological clocks. Different seasonal adjustments offered varying benefits: longer winter watches for extended rest, shorter summer periods matching increased daylight. Written records show medieval people rarely suffered modern sleep disorders like insomnia or sleep debt. The genius lay in working with nature rather than fighting it. Contemporary studies reveal that people isolated from artificial light naturally return to biphasic patterns within weeks, proving this remains our default biological setting. 7. Secret activities. What exactly did peasants accomplish during their mysterious midnight hours? Historical records reveal a hidden world of productivity that would amaze modern time management experts. Farmers ventured into moonlit fields to check animals, repair fences, and prepare tools for dawn work. Women used candlelight to patch clothing, comb wool, and prepare food for the next day's meals. The genius lay in this protected time when no lord could demand service, no neighbor could interrupt, and no urgent tasks required attention. But the watch wasn't just about work. It was medieval people's only private time. Couples enjoyed intimate conversations impossible during busy daylight hours. Families shared stories, planned futures, and bonded without external pressures. Medieval communities established elaborate midnight customs. Some visited neighbors for quiet socializing. Others engaged in prayer and meditation. Skilled craftsmen practiced delicate work, requiring steady concentration. Surviving artifacts show specialized tools designed specifically for nighttime use. Dimmer lamps that would even disturb sleeping family members, quiet implements for household tasks, and even medieval white noise techniques using water or wind sounds. 8. Religious revolution. Medieval Christianity didn't just accept biphasic sleep, it actively promoted and sanctified the practice. Church authorities recognized that midnight hours offered unique spiritual benefits: quiet contemplation impossible during noisy daylight, undisturbed prayer time, and communion with divine forces believed to be most active during darkness. Monasteries built their entire schedules around this natural rhythm, with monks rising at 2 a.m. for matins prayers before returning to bed until dawn. The Rule of St. Benedict, written in the 6th century, specifically mandated this pattern as spiritually essential. The genius lay in transforming biological necessity into religious virtue. Medieval communities established the watch as sacred time when earthly concerns yielded to spiritual reflection. Church documents show peasants adopted monastic schedules voluntarily, viewing midnight prayers as protection against evil spirits and bad fortune. Different religious observances offered varying spiritual benefits: personal prayers for family protection, community rituals for crop success, and seasonal celebrations aligned with agricultural cycles. Contemporary accounts describe peasants finding deep peace and spiritual renewal during these midnight devotions, reporting better mental health and stronger faith compared to continuous sleepers who missed this sacred time. 9. Productivity secrets. Medieval peasants accidentally perfected productivity techniques that modern business experts are only now rediscovering. Without clocks or artificial deadlines, they learned to work with natural energy cycles, accomplishing specific tasks when their bodies and minds were optimally prepared. During the watch, cognitive function peaked differently than during daytime. Historical documents describe peasants solving complex problems, planning crop rotations, designing tool improvements, organizing seasonal work schedules with clarity impossible during busy daylight hours. The technique involved using quiet midnight time for strategic thinking while reserving physical labor for energetic morning periods. Medieval communities established sophisticated time management systems based on biological rhythms rather than artificial schedules. Different tasks were assigned to optimal time periods: creative work during alert midnight hours, routine labor during peak physical energy, social activities during natural relaxation periods. Manuscript evidence shows this system produced remarkable efficiency. Medieval peasants accomplish more essential work in shorter time periods than modern workers achieve with longer hours. The genius lay in recognizing that productivity wasn't about working more hours, but about working during peak performance windows. Contemporary productivity research validates medieval instincts. Studies show complex problem-solving ability peaks during natural awakening periods, making the watch ideal for planning and decision-making. 10. Health benefits. Recent medical research validates what medieval peasants knew instinctively. Biphasic sleep provides superior health benefits compared to continuous rest. Sleep scientists studying this pattern discovered remarkable improvements in immune function, stress management, and cognitive performance among people following medieval schedules. The genius lay in allowing complete sleep cycles to finish naturally rather than forcing awakening with alarms. During the watch, cortisol levels dropped to optimal ranges, blood pressure stabilized, and growth hormone production peaked, creating perfect conditions for cellular repair and regeneration. Skeletal remains from medieval sites show peasants experienced fewer stress-related health problems despite harsh living conditions. Contemporary sleep studies reveal that people following biphasic patterns report higher energy levels, improved mood stability, enhanced immune response, and better cardiovascular health. The technique involved listening to natural body signals rather than forcing arbitrary schedules. 11. Medieval communities discovered that midnight hours created unique social bonds impossible to achieve during daylight distractions. The watch became precious family time when parents connected with children, couples strengthened relationships, and extended families shared wisdom across generations without external interruptions. Historical records describe elaborate midnight social customs that sound almost magical to modern readers. Neighbors visited each other during the watch, sharing stories, trading goods, and offering mutual support. Young people courted during these quiet hours, elderly shared knowledge with grandchildren, and community leaders planned village improvements. Medieval communities established unwritten rules governing watch activities. Quiet conversations were encouraged, while loud disturbances were forbidden. Intimate family time was respected, while community connections were welcome. Surviving house plans show homes designed specifically for midnight socializing, special seating areas, multiple small light sources, and acoustic features that allow conversation without disturbing sleepers. Contemporary social psychology research confirms that relationships formed during quiet, undistracted time periods develop stronger emotional connections and better communication patterns than those built during busy, chaotic daytime interactions. 12. Economic advantages. Medieval peasants unknowingly created economic advantages through biphasic sleep that modern economists are only beginning to understand. The watch allowed for economic planning and resource management during peak cognitive hours, leading to better financial decisions and more efficient resource allocation. During midnight hours, peasants planned crop rotations with mathematical precision, calculated seasonal resource needs, organized labor distribution among family members, and strategized long-term survival techniques. Historical documents describe remarkably sophisticated economic thinking occurring during the watch. Farmers analyzing soil conditions, projecting weather patterns, and optimizing planting schedules. The genius lay in separating planning from execution, using quiet midnight hours for strategic thinking while reserving daylight for physical implementation. Medieval communities established economic customs around watch activities. Families discussed major purchases, planned seasonal expenditures, and organized resource sharing with neighbors. Surviving account books show peasants following patterns accumulated wealth more effectively than those adhering to different schedules. Contemporary behavioral economics research confirms that financial decisions made during natural alertness periods produce better long-term outcomes than those rushed during stressful daytime pressure. 13. Deep thinking. Medieval peasants possessed something modern humans have almost completely lost: the ability to think deeply without constant distraction. The watch provided uninterrupted thinking time that allowed for profound contemplation, complex problem-solving, and creative insights impossible in today's attention-fragmented world. Historical documents describe peasants developing philosophical insights, creating artistic innovations, and solving practical challenges with wisdom that astonishes modern readers. During midnight hours, they contemplated life's meaning, planned future generations' welfare, and developed intuitive understanding of natural processes that guided successful farming and community management. The technique involved gradual mental deepening, starting with practical concerns, moving to emotional processing, then achieving states of profound contemplation about existence, purpose, and human connection. Medieval communities recognized deep thinking as essential for survival wisdom, encouraging midnight reflection that produced practical benefits for entire villages. Written records show peasants created sophisticated mental frameworks for understanding complex relationships between weather, crops, animals, social dynamics, and spiritual beliefs. Contemporary neuroscience research reveals that deep thinking requires extended periods of undisturbed focus, exactly what the watch provided. Modern meditation practitioners and creative professionals adopting medieval thinking techniques report breakthrough insights and enhanced problem-solving abilities. 14. Seasonal wisdom. Medieval peasants understood something modern humans have forgotten: how to adapt sleep patterns to natural seasonal rhythms for optimal health and productivity. Their biphasic schedule flexed dramatically with changing daylight, creating perfect harmony between human biology and environmental cycles. During long winter nights, the watch extended to 3 or 4 hours, allowing for extensive planning, craft work, and family bonding that prepared communities for spring challenges. Summer watches shortened to 1 or 2 hours, matching increased daylight and agricultural demands. The genius lay in recognizing that human needs changed with seasons, requiring different rest and activity patterns for optimal performance. Village records show medieval communities developed sophisticated seasonal customs around varying watch periods. Winter watches focused on preparation activities, repairing tools, planning crop rotations, sharing preservation techniques, and strengthening social bonds essential for survival. Summer watches emphasized quick maintenance tasks, strategic planning for harvest timing, and brief family connections before intense daylight labor. Different seasonal approaches offered varying advantages. Extended winter contemplation built wisdom for complex decisions. Efficient summer planning maximized productive daylight hours. Contemporary chronobiology research confirms that human biology naturally seeks seasonal variation in sleep patterns, exactly what medieval schedules provided. Modern people following seasonal sleep adaptation report improved mood during dark months and better energy management. 15. Lost system: the destruction of humanity's optimal sleep pattern began with the Industrial Revolution's demand for standardized work schedules. Factory owners needed predictable labor availability, forcing workers to abandon natural biphasic rhythms for artificial continuous sleep that aligned with mechanical production demands rather than biological needs. Artificial lighting accelerated this transformation by disrupting circadian rhythms that had guided human rest for millennia. Gas lamps in the early 1800s, followed by electric lighting, allowed people to stay awake far past natural bedtime, compressing sleep into shorter periods and eliminating the beneficial watch entirely. The genius of medieval sleep was its flexibility, adapting to seasons, individual needs, and natural rhythms. Industrial society demanded rigid uniformity, forcing everyone into identical schedules regardless of personal biology or environmental conditions. Clock-based timing replaced sun-based rhythms, destroying humanity's connection to natural cycles that had optimized health for thousands of years. Factory records show rapid health decline coinciding with biphasic sleep abandonment. Industrial workers experienced higher stress levels, reduced immune function, increased mental health problems, and shorter lifespans compared to their medieval ancestors who followed natural patterns. Contemporary sleep medicine recognizes modern sleep problems as largely artificial, created by forcing humans into schedules that contradict biological programming. Medical research shows that societies still following natural sleep patterns experience significantly better health outcomes. The lost science: medieval peasants possessed sophisticated understanding of human biology that took modern science centuries to rediscover. Without formal education or scientific instruments, they developed sleep patterns that optimized health, productivity, and well-being through careful observation of natural rhythms and practical experimentation across generations. Archaeological evidence shows this knowledge wasn't accidental, but deliberately cultivated and passed down through families and communities. Medieval societies recognized sleep as fundamental to survival, investing significant attention in perfecting rest patterns that maximized limited resources and harsh living conditions. The genius lay in treating sleep as essential infrastructure, rather than optional luxury, understanding that proper rest affected everything from physical health to social relationships to economic productivity. Contemporary research validates medieval priorities, proving that sleep quality determines success in virtually every life area. Modern science validation. Contemporary sleep research overwhelmingly confirms medieval wisdom about biphasic patterns. Chronobiology studies show that humans naturally experience alertness peaks around midnight when isolated from artificial light, validating the watch as biologically programmed rather than culturally imposed. Neuroscience research reveals that biphasic sleep provides superior brain restoration compared to continuous rest. During natural midnight awakening, the brain processes memories, consolidates learning, and performs maintenance functions impossible during uninterrupted sleep. Medical studies demonstrate remarkable medieval schedules, enhanced immune function, better cardiovascular health, improved hormonal balance, and reduced inflammation markers. The technique works because it aligns with genetic programming developed over millions of years of human evolution. Benefits from modern lifestyle. Biphasic sleep offers practical solutions for contemporary challenges that continuous rest cannot address. Remote workers report enhanced creativity and productivity when following medieval patterns. Entrepreneurs describe breakthrough insights during watch periods. Genius lies in creating built-in stress management through natural reflection periods. Modern life's constant stimulation overwhelms psychological processing capacity. But watch-style breaks provide essential mental reset time that prevents burnout and maintains emotional stability. Different modern applications. Students improve learning retention through midnight consolidation periods. Creative professionals access enhanced inspiration during natural alertness peaks. And healthcare workers manage shift stress through flexible sleep adaptation. Contemporary research validates that medieval patterns offer superior solutions for modern lifestyle challenges.